Hey folks, well, I'll see you today. So I've got a piece of Novaculite here. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see. That's pretty beat up. I think I'm gonna freshen it up a little bit here. Okay. I'm going to hit off this point and this point first, and then probably try and come back the other way. That one was a little bit deeper than I wanted. Let's see here. All right. I got this one side all cleared off already. This was a percussion slab. Oh, excuse me. Let's see here. Short one there. So I was on a pretty big breaking spree last couple days. Yesterday in particular. Actually the day before, I just got to come out here and for just a little bit and mess with one point and broke it. But yesterday I took a little time to nap, because I kind of felt like I really haven't been napping much. And at my skill level, I still got to nap quite a bit. And that may be the way it is for everybody, but you start losing a little bit. But we just successfully made a point. Hornstone turkey tail. I'm uploading that right now as I'm making this point, actually. I think I'm gonna there was a Novaculite video. They're flintknapping and Novaculite percussion slab, something like that, whatever the name was. There is an important tip in that video. I'll put that in the description here, or yeah, I'll link that in the description. But there's an important lesson in that video that especially any newbie needs to know. Hey, Grizz. What's up, buddy? Go on. Go on. Go on. Filming. He wants to be a movie star, I guess. Rebel, you leave him alone. My wife's little dog's old and grouchy and likes to pick on him. Let's see here. There's my issue stick. I need a file. I'm going to file this. I'm going to file this, and we're going to abrade it really well. And then we're going to get this edge straightened out. This is a really coarse abrader. I'm going to hit it with this finer abrader. So I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on a deal that will change things around here for the better. But honestly, it's a deal that I wish the opportunity was never there. But it is, and I think I'm going to take it. Although it does break my heart a little bit, to be honest with you. But I'll tell you all about that if and when it happens. Okay. Yeah, I wore myself out yesterday breaking points. It was a marathon, and the more frustrated I got, the worse it got. And I broke them with the abrader. I broke them with, I mean, seriously, I mean, I just touched a piece like this, well, maybe like that, and it just broke clean in half. I was like, good grief. Some days you just can't win for losing, you know what I mean? And yesterday was one of those days. And I thought, man, I forgot how to nap. I felt like I knew how to. Well, you know, my version of poor napping. I guess any napping's napping. Poor or otherwise. That's a gorgeous piece of stone. Novaculite is one of my top five materials, no doubt. Okay. Well, we're pretty well regular. Let's see here. That's got to come over this way quite a bit, actually. My good buddy John Tuttle told me that God puts people in your life at just the right time when you need them. And that is such a true story. And that's exactly how I feel about Mr. John. Just a good guy. And I'm glad that God seen fit to put him in my life. When I met John, I met him online through one of the flintknapping groups, I think is how we met. Maybe he had some rock for sale. I don't remember what, but I'd posted something and he just invited me down to his place. Come take some lessons with him. And I told him, so if you're serious, I'm going to come down there. And I don't think it was more than about a week later, I was packed up and heading for Mississippi, where him and his wife Barb made me feel completely at home. Just opened up their home to me, put me up, and I stayed with them for several days, a couple days anyways. I don't remember what the first trip was, but I've been down there many times now. Oh no, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. That's going to require a big flake to get across to that. Maybe it'll weaken it in this way. So right here off this point, there's a little ridge that comes right in here, and that I might be able to knock it back that way and take some of that out. We'll see. Nope, didn't travel. And that didn't go all the way across either. That one did. Now why couldn't that other one have done that? Tell you what would be nice if I wouldn't have done that in the first place. I gotta get that thing locked in there good, and it went across to it. We got a lot of thinness going now. We thinned it out quite a bit. Oh, took a bite out of it. Something about that side just a little funky. A little funky on that black. Yep. All right, let's regularize again. So the delay in the boppers. So there has been a delay. The stuff I was using to attach them worked pretty well. But I was doing some pretty rigorous testing on some really tough raw stuff, and the heads came loose before the bopper was wore out, and we can't be having that. So I got some new stuff. I think it's pretty much foolproof. Not sure why I didn't use it in the first place, but I think we're going to be good to go now. But I really thought the other was going to be good, and I had made up a bunch of them. So now I'm removing heads, cleaning stuff up, and reattaching everything. It's not ideal, but I don't want to just throw them away. It's quite a few boppers. When I say quite a few, it's like 50, which is a pretty substantial investment. Honestly, I had no idea lead was going to be so difficult to get a hold of, but I did finally come up with some. But every tire shop around there, we used to gold dredge a lot, and we made our own dive belt weights and all that kind of stuff, and we just went to the gas stations. They give you 5-gallon buckets of them. That's not the case anymore. Every one of them is got guys that come by and they pick it up. I did guilt my tire shop guy into hooking me up with some, though, because he gives it to his he trades it to a guy who makes sinkers, and then the guy brings him fish. So he keeps this freezer full of catfish, and this guy gets all the lead. Which I can understand that, but anyways, I think I did find a source where I can just buy lead from a source, and a lot of those places where you can buy the lead, it's like, yeah, okay, here's the lead. It's whatever it is, $2 a pound or whatever. It's kind of expensive. I don't remember what it is, but something like that. And you go, okay, fine, I have to have it, so I'm going to order it. And then you go to order it, and then they put the shipping on it. And mind you, you're only ordering, I was only ordering like 30 pounds or 40 pounds or something like that, you know. Now that, well, they must just ship it in a flat rate box. No. The shipping's like $100 on it, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? $100? Listen, I know what the post office charges. Speaking of that, I've been refunding a lot of shipping here lately because my website just cannot seem to get a handle on the correct shipping charges. So if you're on the website and you order something and it overcharges you for the shipping, because I get discounted shipping and I don't charge any extra for that, I just pass that on. And so like normally, like when you order a box of rock and they go, okay, well, it's plus shipping, large box is $22 or $23, whatever it is. Well, I get discount shipping, so I get that for like, you know, for like $20, something like that. So I save a little bit. You set that up through your website when you're building a e-commerce type website, and depending on which plan you do, you get larger shipping discounts. Of course, the more you pay initially on your plan, the more you're saving in shipping. I would love to take that spot off right there. Kind of like that right there. Man. And then I put another one in it. That's all right. Well, maybe I'll get it. Come across right here off this point, right into that. It's actually, well, never mind. That's the wrong point. What am I thinking? It's over here. I was thinking, well, that ain't so bad. I was looking at the wrong spot. But at least that one's out of there. Yeah, I don't really have a pathway into this one. Not really. sometimes very little pressure onto your indirect stick and a very light strike is all you really need. But there's a fine line there, because you can understrike and end up with stupid stuff. Like, I don't know if that's what that was, but it's possible that's what it was. I wasn't paying enough attention to know, but you know, you can understrike it as much as overstrike it, and neither one's good. They're both equally horrible, I think. Not really horrible. There's nothing horrible about it. Someone commented that I handled that breakage on that Novaculite point pretty well, right up to the point I said that hurt a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, it did hurt a little bit. I wasn't too tore up about it, but I got some more of those here. I got some more pieces here. These are heated a little bit better. Actually, I reheated a bunch of these. So I got some of these here that I'll be napping. No guarantee they don't have cracks in them. You know, when you saw them like this, it can be hard to see cracks, right? Okay. I'd like to switch to a hand flaker, I think. Quit digging holes in the floor. These dogs, someone else had commented that my dogs must have leather feet, and that was funny. I used to worry so much about the flint chips and all that kind of stuff, but these dogs, they come, I can show you guys sometime. They come in here, there's a dog doing it right now. Comes in here, the floor's covered in chips. I do haul them out. I got a wheelbarrow there, and I haul out the chips in the wheelbarrow and put them in the debitage pile. And I do try to clean up obsidian right away, which that's what she was referring to. But I do try to keep that cleaned up, because the only stone that the dogs seem to have any problem with is obsidian. But just the regular flint, they'll go over there. They have their spots where they used to dig holes in here and lay down in it. And they still have those spots. And when I turned this into my workshop, I filled all those holes in with flint. Well, they just go over there and they just dig it right on out, like it don't even bother them a bit. And I'm not going to tell you that I've never had a dog with a cut foot, because I have. But it's pretty rare. But I used to do a really good job cleaning all of it up, and worried to death about it. And I was up at a place, and I was picking up some stone, and the ground was literally, everywhere you looked, there was obsidian flakes and chert, flint, and agates, and everything else. Just, I mean, everywhere. The entire yard is covered in flakes. Debitage things from spalling and all that kind of stuff. And there's dogs running around everywhere. Ain't not a one of them limping. And I thought, man, I don't know how they do it on this obsidian. But those dogs live there, and they seem to be perfectly happy. So they either developed those leather feet, or just don't actually bother them that much. But I have had dogs with cut feet. But I've had plenty of dogs come in before I ever started doing this here with cut feet, because they're down there in that slough running around all those briars and stuff. They come in, they're so sore-footed that they can't even hardly walk, you know. I like it. I love it. I can't get enough Novaculite. Sometimes I fight with it, you know. Sometimes. But despite all of our little battles, still love this stone. No matter what I do making my preforms, I guess I need to try to set out to doing it, because most points have a squared off base, and I always end up with a round base when I'm making my preforms every time. Look at that, I popped that dude right off there. This is my magic popper tool. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. But I gotta take a cleanup flake right across there. What do you guys think? Should I risk it? You guys all look at this now, because I already got a blade. That side is perfectly clean. This side's got those little boogers right there. I think I can take a flake right there and clean some of that off, though. I'm using number 1. I could use this micro one. I've never used this, but I started playing around with these and I thought, you know what? I'll bend that. I've never actually hit on it, but I just know that I bend it. No matter how easy I hit it. Okay, so we're going to try and take a cleanup flake right across there. Not sure how it's going to go, but let's see. That wasn't hard enough, but it did run a flake in there, but it just wasn't hard enough. If it was harder, it would have made it. That didn't go. Yeah, we're going to leave it. It's not that bad. It's not horrible, so. Now it's horrible. That did make it bad. It isn't great. I'm not going to mess with it anymore, though, because I'm afraid that there's just something funny with that spot, and I'm afraid that I'll end up ganking it if I continue on messing with that. So I'm just not going to do it. It's just going to have a B-side. Oh, well, that cleaned a bunch of it off, didn't it? It sure did. I know that probably looks horrible on the thing, but it's actually not anything left big enough that I can really get a hold of. So, yeah, we're just going to call it good at that. Alright, put the magic tool back. And let's see, let's go to, what are we going to go to here? We're not going to go to anything, we're just going to stick with the copper tool right here. Finish getting the edge in shape. I don't know exactly what I'm going to make. I like using the top of the pad for the final deal, but for running these kind of flakes, I want them to go in a little bit because I'm trying to thin the edge, and I can get them in on this. I mean, you can see there's a gap there, right? both from the point, because the point's lenticular and the pads got a little dome to it. But I want these to travel in there to thin that edge. Some places I might press a little bit harder. We may just leave this a blade, I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet what we're going to do. I have some more leatherwork videos coming up. I'm going to be in the shop tomorrow. I'm going to be in the shop all weekend. My wife's got to work, and I'm going to be working. And there probably won't be any more flint knapping for a few days at least. You guys could probably hear that rain coming down. Got a lot of rain last night, and mostly last night. A little bit today. Actually enough to, it brought the pond up about a foot. The pond is, when it's full, it's 3 surface acres. I used to have catfish in there that were you know, at least 3 feet long. They were about, most of them were about this big. Well, about that big. Between their eyes. So, yeah, figure that out. How big that catfish head is. That's about, no, 6 inches or so. Something like that. They were big. Some of them were big enough that you just, on a like bass rod or something like that, you couldn't even stop them. They just go to the other side of the pond somewhere, often down in a cove somewhere, and you ain't bringing them in on that bass rod. And we had I bought some carp, sterilized carp, and put in there to eat the grass down. And I thought they had all died off. But the pond turned over, killed all the fish. Most of the fish. And when that happened, of course I got to see everything that was in the pond then, and man, there was carp in there with scales the size of a silver dollar. That's how big the scales were. Talk about stink. Oh my goodness. That went on for over a month. And these dogs would drag them big old dead 80-pound carp out of there and roll in them and fighting with coyotes. The pigs were coming in here eating them. We're just a free meal for everything, you know. And wild pigs, they'll eat anything, and they smell something like that, man. You might as well just ring the dinner bell. because they're coming. You know what? Boy, I'd sure like to not break this in the notching, but well, there's my metal flaker I've been looking for. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with it, to be honest with you. I'm just not sure. I never am, though. I'm still familiarizing myself with all the points, and there are so many points from so many regions. It's, unless you've been at this a lifetime, it's hard to, you need to book, or at least I do, to know what I'm doing here. It'd make it pretty nice, just a knife blade. Which I believe most points this size were. Not for sure how big it is, but it's probably 3 inches long or so. Oh, let's see here, I got a tape measure. Look at that. For once I actually have a tape measure. I'm guessing 3 inches. 3 1/4 maybe. 3.5 on the button. My wife's little dog was just dying to come outside with me. And now he's outside and it's raining, it's dark. And he's looking at me like, why are we out here? Pretty good. Now we're in this 48 minutes already. So maybe we should make this a part 1 and a part 2. Problem is I don't know when I'd get out here to finish part 2. That side's sweet. That side's cool all except for this. But that's what it is. Alright, I'm going to look at the book. Okay, so I'm going back and forth between a Dalton and a Dalton Hemphill or a Table Rock. And I just can't decide which one. This is Arkansas Novaculite. Both those points there are from Arkansas. Actually, these two down here are also from Arkansas. It says colorful chert. Doesn't say that it's Novaculite. Just colorful chert. The pattern in that is black and white, but that one actually looks like it could be. The patterns that look like Georgia coastal squirrel. And then we got this one. And I really kind of like this base on here. That Dalton like that. That'd be pretty cool. But I just can't decide. So I've never made one of those. I have made those. So should we do that? What's it say about it? Eastern states expanded horizontal taper to weak shoulders. Blade edges are usually serrated and bases are ground. In later times, this variant developed into the Hemphill point. Straight and extended shoulders. Now, there's no reason why we can't make that point right there. I like this base. Let's make that. That's what we're going to make. Hold on. I believe I'm going to start by concave in the base. And then I'll take the sides in a little bit like that is. And that's what we're going to do. All right. Our base looks like it's concave quite a ways. Some of them are deeper than others. I actually meant to take that little corner off because I need it to stick out there a little bit further. Sorry, I need to pull this in a little bit. Got it up here close because I can see it, and a little better. I need to get this right. Okay. So now we got to start taking these sides in. At least the best I can tell, that's how they're done. Like I said, I've never made one of these, so. It does say that they're serrated, I think. I think that's what I read. That's the wrong one. I read that and it says they're fluted. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, no flute here. That's on a Dalton Greenbrier. They're talking about a flute. Not that I'm opposed to fluting, but this one's not set up for that. So, yeah. I think this side needs to come in some. That's what I'm thinking. Just a little bit. The symmetry looks just a bit off. That's better. Some of these examples are pretty exaggerated. On this base. It's starting to look like something. Took that other side a little deeper in here and then kind of just started blending it out. Coming out here. Yeah, buddy. Starting to look like something. My little copper's bending. That one's pretty much centered. This one is not. It says the bases are ground, and that's exactly what we'll do to ours. Now we're going to go to this little tool. This is just a horseshoe nail, 5 flat. You guys see me use it on every point I make for the most part. That's pretty good. I need to pick away at this edge here though. This camera angle can't get any closer than that to what I'm actually seeing. I don't know how I could get it any closer to my perspective. There may be a way, but I haven't learned it yet. I can tell you it's sure a lot more convenient where I got it. And I do like when I stay in frame, I really like the position of it. That's how I like to watch them. Okay, I think that's, well, I don't know, is it? Yeah, what am I thinking? I'm not going to mess around down there. I'm not doing that. I'm going to grind the base. Sure, this had all kinds of lashing and stuff down here. I don't know if maybe this one needs to come up just a tiny bit. I mean, ever so slightly. Yeah. It is serrated. I don't know how well, I guess. Some of them do have some pretty good serrations in them. So maybe we'll put some serrations in it. They don't all have it, though. I think we might just go with the fine serrations and call it good, because they don't all have big serrations. And this is already serrated. I don't know if you guys can, well, it won't show on a black glove. Black glove, black point. Yeah, you guys can see the little serrations in that. Probably going to pick at them just a little bit more, and then we're going to be done. So I think I've been out of practice. This is officially now 2 in a row. I managed to get to completion, and this one's a little bigger than the other one that I just finished at 3.5 inches. So maybe we're moving in the right direction. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's the book in our Dalton Hemphill. And it's more or less like that bottom there, huh? For the most part. That was a little narrower. My base is a little bit fatter than that one maybe. But, you know, some of them don't have a real... They're more kind of like a Scotch Bluff sort of thing going on. But anyways, that's our Dalton Hemphill. I actually need to bring that a little bit more to center. All right, I'll do that off camera, but there's our Dalton Hemphill. Pretty happy with it. Novaculite, it's 3.5 inches. I don't think we lost anything off the length after we measured it. I do need to fix the bottom just a little bit, but it's pretty good. We're going to call it good at that. I'll pick around that a little bit off camera because we're an hour and 9 minutes now. But I appreciate y'all watching, and y'all hit that like, subscribe button, would you? And hit that notification bell so you get notifications when I release new videos. I got all kinds of stuff coming up. That's ideas for videos and things like that. And we're going to keep on napping. We're going to keep on doing leather. And we're going to do some other fun stuff coming up too. We're going to be doing some blowgun stuff and all kinds of stuff. So, and there's going to be a lot of killer rock coming. I can't tell you how soon or whatever, but it looks like there's going to be a bunch of killer rock coming. And I'm going to be getting that stuff processed and moved. So if you're interested in some killer rock, it's going to be coming, and it'll all be good stuff. So. All right, appreciate you all watching again, and y'all keep napping. See you on the next one.